Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
Hello, fans. You've heard of alphabet soup? Now get ready for Times New Ramen.
Oh, my God.
I want some Times New Ramen.
That sounds delicious.
It's the default noodle.
What's the soup du jour?
If this is your first time listening to the show, I highly recommend you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com. Learn a little bit about us and a little bit about the show. Or if you're feeling just a little bit on the wild side, I just re-listened to episode 162, which is titled Confetti in My Ravioli. And if you want to know why it's titled that, I highly recommend you go check it out. So episode 162.
What?
Confetti in My Ravioli.
I love how I used to get pissed off that I used to interrupt him. And
why
now
did you
he's
steal
just...
Brian's thunder on that?
Yeah, seriously.
Because I was just listening to the old episode. It was hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no need to dance around this. We need to talk about the world of comics, see how it's affecting TV and movies, but most of all, how is it affecting everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to start off with Cape Talk.
Cape Talk. Oh, we're going to make me angry really fast?
Listen, I need to start with something right away, and it's a correction, a retraction. I owe someone an apology. The Joker trailer was released this week. When we initially heard about this movie, we heard Scorsese is producing, and then Todd Phillips is the director. And then I said, Todd Phillips, the guy in charge of The Hangover, exactly who you want in charge of a Joker movie. And I gotta be honest, after watching this trailer, I owe Todd Phillips an apology. It looks beautiful. It looks like he actually knows what he wants to do, and he can get a good performance out of Joaquin Phoenix. So I owe Todd Phillips an apology. I do, however, think the story is bad, and I'm not happy about this trailer. But that's not for me to talk about. Brian, I need to hear your opinion right away.
You have to hear my opinion first?
Oh, yes, sir.
No, I think I don't like this. I don't like the concept of doing this movie, and I don't like the fact that in a trailer about a villain that is just, for lack of a better word, purely psychopathic, I'm supposed to feel something for him. I don't like the fact that I'm supposed to feel sympathy for the Joker. I'm not on board with this movie. And I don't give a shit how close to Taxi Driver it looks.
You didn't feel like you didn't feel sympathy in like the symbiotic relationship between he and Batman? Like when you look at the Killing Joke, you didn't feel sympathy then?
No.
Really?
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 Okay.
I find that hard to believe. Like as crazy as
I don't
he
think this is a character you're supposed to feel sympathetic about. This is a character you're supposed to look at and think of him. He's a monster, Josh. He's a monster with no sympathy. It's like you're not supposed to sympathize with a monster.
I retracted the sympathy thing, and maybe, like I said, maybe it's empathy. Maybe he's just a crazy fucker, and it's been perpetuated by everything around him. Like, I don't know how else to approach that, but like, look, my only criticism of this, and two things: cautiously optimistic because it is a trailer, and the trailer did look amazing. But it's a trailer, and only real criticism is that it looked like really kind of like artsy, and I'm not like a fan of artsy at all.
It definitely looks like a character study, right? It looks like we're going to obviously dive really deep, and we're going to explore different facets. And Brian, I think part of this movie is to make you very artsy. I think, and continuing, ready? This is a typical artsy movie right here, Josh. Trying to make you feel uncomfortable about what you're feeling about the Joker, like if you are feeling sympathy for him.
No, I think it just looks like the last 6 Joaquin Phoenix movies that were made.
Yeah, but I mean, and let's face, and to your point, CJ, it's not hard to get a good performance out of Joaquin Phoenix.
The trailer was like the trailer cinematically and like color scheme was like the trailer for his movie Her.
Yes,
it looked almost identical to that trailer as far as like cinematography, camera angles, colors,
but looks nothing like The Hangover and other things that we've seen from Todd Phillips.
I know, but I'm not over here like evaluating Todd Phillips' prowess as a director because I haven't seen anything. Like it's a really well made trailer, but it's super friggin' artsy, as Joaquin Phoenix tends to be. Like I think I like him as the Joker. What I hope is that it inspires 10 other people to do Joker Origins.
So that's kind of a sentiment that was echoed to us, Josh. A friend of the show, Austin Winchester, had tagged us on Twitter. He said Joaquin Phoenix is the perfect Joaquin Phoenix is the perfect cast for this role. I just really hope they don't make this origin feel set in stone. I hope that this feels as if the Joker is telling a story at the end and we're left with ambiguity, feeling as if he could have been lying the entire time. And at that point, give me a string of Joker origin movies, each one crazier than the last.
Is it too soon to hope that one of those Joker origin movies is just a Weekend at Bernie's thing with Heath Ledger?
Oh,
because I'd be down for that.
Ow, I don't know about that. Oh, we get it. You can't see this, listener, but Josh is moving his arms like he's a marionette puppet, up and down, left and right, left and right. Yeah, we got the concept.
I'm just checking. I just want to make sure you understood the visual that I was.
Listen, I mean, really, it really should be a Weekend at Bernie's 2 thing, because then he can move on his own when voodoo music is playing.
Oh, man. Listen, obviously, the trailer is giving us some feelings. We can't obviously say
mostly
anything.
Rage.
Yes, we obviously can't make it a decision.
Brian posted when we first discussed this. Didn't Brian post like 3 like simultaneous or one after the other gifs of like a teddy bear punching a rabbit?
He did. Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Yeah.
This is the thing that makes you want to punch infants.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We had Brian and I were talking about this trailer, and we brought up the Brightburn kind of as an example of maybe a different way that this could be approached, right? Where Brightburn is clearly alluding to a Superman story without saying the word Superman, Kent, Smallville. It's doing everything to say, it's Superman, wink, wink, without actually being overt about it.
It's like a Bizarro story.
Right. I would be okay if this is and this is kind of what DC is doing right now, of these separate stories not connected to the larger DCEU, which I hope this one isn't. Kind of doing these Elseworld what if stories. I'm fine with them going in that path. I agree though with Austin that please don't make this origin set in stone. I'm not asking for a Joker movie every year. I'm not going that far, Austin. But don't let this be the story. So, I mean, I'm conflicted. Obviously, we're going to see it because comic book movie, and that's what we do. But I really am just kind of afraid of of what this sets, right? Of what could come because of this. As long as it's good and as long as it's balanced, fine. DC, do your thing. But if this misfires, this may have a big ripple effect. I'm worried about that.
I'm worried that I'm going to watch the movie and then go punch infants.
Don't be punching infants.
Keep your children away from me. When does this come out? October 4th.
October 4th. Put on.
Oh my God,
face.
that's the week of my wedding.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be able to see that.
10-4, good buddy.
Well, let's talk about some news that we were actually very, very excited about. Avengers Endgame tickets went on sale, and they have topped The Force Awakens first day pre-sales. It took down Fandango and AMC for hours. It took my wife like 3 hours to get our movie tickets for Thursday and for Saturday. I think as it sits, Josh has tickets, Brian doesn't. This was crazy, guys. This pre-sale was insane.
Nah, I'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. There are people selling their tickets online for $100, $1,000.
If you buy a ticket from a scalper for $1,000 for a movie, you're an idiot. And that's coming from me.
A premiere, sure. Like, hey, you're going to the premiere? Absolutely. But like, hey, this is my AM fee, and you can come sit in my seat.
They can seriously, they can open more theaters, and they probably will. So you're fine.
I'm also making a bold prediction. So mark the calendar. CJ's going to say something crazy. But
yeah, here we go.
I'm looking at the way that this is tracking, right, with pre-sale tickets. This is the biggest pre-sale ever. It's opening in every single market on the exact same weekend. I mean, China, the whole 9 yards. I am going to say a crazy statement, and I'm ready for it. Avengers Endgame is going to break 1 billion opening weekend. And that, of course, is Thursday to whatever. Till
Thursday to Monday.
Wasn't the last one like 860 some thousand?
Yeah, it was close.
860 million ish is what I meant.
Yeah, 860
the last
million.
one, opening weekend.
Yeah, wasn't it?
No. I don't think it was. Yeah, opening weekend was 257 million.
Well, then CJ's out of his mind.
Lifetime gross of Avengers Infinity War was 678,815,482.
Wait, domestic?
Yeah, this is domestic. Box Office Mojo does.
Well, I'm saying worldwide though.
Black Panther was bigger than Infinity War?
Not domestically, no.
Yeah, domestic was 700 million.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? It also was in the theater for a year.
Yeah, you're right. It was. I had it on iTunes, but it was still in the theater.
It had many, many more months.
So listen, I'm just saying,
You're out of your mind.
was
$1
the
billion,
biggest
you're out of your mind.
It was the biggest opening weekend of all time. It didn't open in all markets simultaneously. It's doing that this time. I'm telling you, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
It's 4X.
They don't open with China and everything else, and this movie's huge in China as well. It's the first time it's opening all over the place. It's fine. If I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll admit I'm wrong on this one. I'm growing as a person, and I will now admit when I'm wrong about things, like I did with Todd Phillips, and now as I will with Avengers Endgame if it doesn't break $1 billion.
Well, I mean, Avengers was released in 4,000 some odd, hang on, 4,474 theaters.
Yeah, Black Panther was 4,000 theaters. So, are we really talking about more theaters than 4,474?
Probably not. I think that is all the theaters.
That's all the theaters. So, if you're saying for those, CJ, for that release, the theaters were averaging what, Brian? 52K, 54K per theater?
57,599.
Okay, I wasn't that far off. 50, we'll call it like 60K just to round up. You're saying, CJ, that every one of these theaters is going to do $250,000 on opening weekend?
Listen, I don't know how the math works. This is my statement. Whatever.
Take the number and multiply it by 4.
No, you're applying facts to this. This is emotional. Let's let this be. I don't have facts to back this up. What am I?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna make like a bold ass statement, cool.
Now, hang on. I've got new facts and numbers. Okay, so I said 257,698,183 domestic, right?
Yeah.
CJ, you're saying it's going to break $1 billion worldwide?
Yeah, I'm saying worldwide because it's opening worldwide. Yes.
Avengers Infinity War worldwide made, and it's currently the record holder for opening weekend, made 640,521,291.
1.5x.
It's way more doable than 4.
Well, for sure, but you're saying 50% more people are going to go see this movie.
Yes.
50% more.
Sure. Yes, 50% more people. More people like me buying 2 tickets. Yes, for the same weekend. More people seeing it twice. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge something we haven't talked about on the show, but I definitely wanted to give it some attention, and that is the Netflix original show Umbrella Academy. So Umbrella Academy on Netflix has been renewed for a second season. Praise Jesus, hallelujah. And I just really wanted to talk real quick about the season 1, because Josh, I don't believe you finished it. I think you were actually kind of struggling to kind of get through it.
It's so slow. It's such a slow burn.
I didn't find it to be that slow.
I didn't find it to be that slow at all.
So slow.
I'll say this, no spoilers. I really liked the way that they were telling the story. I wasn't sure 100% where things were going. There are moments where it's pretty obvious that something is going to happen, and you kind of catch on pretty quickly. I want to note one thing, though. My favorite thing about this series was the way that they kind of do the title card. It's always with an umbrella, and they come up with the most creative ways to show that the title Umbrella Academy on screen. Just immensely clever. And the soundtrack, Josh, the soundtrack is so good that I have put it on my playlist. It's on heavy rotation. Really, really solid soundtrack. So I'm very happy to see season 2. Season 1 has a lot of questions that it needs to answer, and I cannot recommend it enough. You should definitely watch Umbrella Academy. Brian, you like the series too, from my understanding.
Yeah, you stole my review for it, asshole.
Sorry. What was your favorite umbrella?
Oh man, I don't remember. The cereal bowl one was really good. The one that's sticking out in my brain right now. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, where it spells it out. Mine is the one where they're sitting in the living room and the umbrella falls off the stand and Klaus goes, ah! And then it pops open and it says Umbrella Academy on it. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, fantastic. Really good. Highly recommend it. I stole Brian's review, so sorry that I'm just echoing what he would have said. So let's do this. Let's get out of the world of comics. Let's turn our attention to the world of TV and movies in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. This segment desperately needs a theme song or a jingle of some sort. Need to figure that out. I want to follow up with something that we had talked about a few weeks ago. We were talking about how Steven Spielberg allegedly came out and was kind of ranting against Netflix movies being nominated for Oscars, saying that once you commit to a television format, you're a TV movie. And kind of talking shit on, those streaming services.
Who says Netflix is a television format?
Steven Spielberg, but he's okay with Apple TV. That's different. They'll take all that money for that streaming service.
Well, none of those things are being nominated for Oscars yet.
Right. And also, Steven Spielberg has denied that comment and said he never said that. But I guess that's that sweet Apple money talking. But I do want to bring this up, right? And this is awkward, so just let this happen. The Department of Justice reportedly warned the Academy that changing the rules to exclude streaming services could bring an antitrust case against them. In English, that really means, listen, the Academy, you control what gets nominated for Oscars, and if you exclude certain things from that, you can actually hurt the earning potential of that company for that movie. And since you're in control of this, stop that shit. Allow these streaming services to be nominated for movies. Like, that's crazy.
I would love them to be nominated for movies.
Nominated for awards. Thank you.
When we talked about this a couple weeks ago, my stance was, unless it's a box office release, it shouldn't be included. But now that Steven Spielberg opened his mouth, I'm changing my stance completely. I say, fuck him, fuck all them, and who cares? These awards are stupid.
I'm just saying, I'm just wondering, how's it feel being, stuck in the laundry? You get a little wishy-washy there.
Oh
no! I'm deliberately changing my position.
Yeah, no. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Did your neck hurt with the whiplash you just took from doing that 180?
In defiant opposition to this bullshit.
Can I have a question? What do you have against Spielberg, or is it the statement that he said?
Yeah, it's the statement. And I also don't like him. So there's that. But I don't like award shows to begin with, and the fact that I have to be bothered with this shit on a Friday night kind of pissing me off. And then Steven Spielberg piling on when he's signing on to a streaming network anyway. Nope. Now I hope everybody gets to get nominated for everything.
We could be nominated? That's incredible. My YouTube videos could actually get some Academy Awards.
Look, HBO does original films, right?
Yeah.
But they go to the Emmys. They don't go to the Oscars. And it's no longer a TV format. It really never was. It was the
home box office.
Right. So, I'm over here going, all right, well, if you're going to be a dick about it, great. I mean, he opened a door, and apparently the DOJ walked through it.
Government's coming for you.
I think you just shut down the awards. Who cares?
Yeah, Brian, we had talked about how the Oscars really used to be like our Super Bowl. We were always excited for it, and how in recent years it's just become not what we like anymore. It's not really even a good barometer for what good movies are. Yeah, it's all dumb and political. So, I mean, does this matter to you? Do you really care that streaming services get their opportunity to get nominated for these awards?
How many movies that won did you see, Brian, this year?
That won or were nominated?
That won.
I gotta pull up.
I don't even remember what won Best Picture. Green Book?
I didn't read Green Book. I saw Green Book.
I didn't waste my time on Green Book.
But not until it came out on iTunes.
And that's kind of where they're coming in saying, hey, when these awards get nominated, people then go out and go buy them, and
yeah, people watch them because they got nominated. That's the thing, and that's their point. And I thought I made my stance on this pretty clear last time we talked about it. That I thought that they should be nominated because
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, I didn't see Green. I've seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I saw Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And really big awards. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. 2 of the big 8 categories.
Yeah. Well, I told you this is not my my Super Bowl anymore.
What I'm saying is it's meaningless. It's meaningless.
Right.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. Just wanted to follow up. Just story was developing. Figured I would share it. I'm curious to hear what you, listener, what do you think about this? What do you think about the fact that they're coming in and saying, hey, stop being dicks, and Spielberg, shut your mouth for a little bit. All right, I want to talk a little bit about this. CinemaCon was this week, last week, yeah, whatever. CinemaCon just happened, and if you don't know what CinemaCon is, great. I had to learn about it as well, so let's do this together. It is obviously a convention for movie studios to come in and talk about what they're going on about and what's coming out. It's for all the movie theater chains to get together and buy popcorn machines. It's basically like E3 or CES for the movie industry. And Disney came out and decided to give their studio release schedule. And there was one thing on this that I was actually really surprised to see, because we had talked about it not too long ago, was I see New Mutants on their list of things that are coming out in 2019.
Yeah, it got pushed back to August, didn't it?
It did, but then Maisie Williams was like, who the fuck knows when it's coming out? I don't know. Who knows? And hey, there it is.
They're doing another Maleficent?
Yes, because apparently they hate us. Josh, I learned something very early on from you, and it was through your sarcasm, but it broke my brain, and the glass shattering thing that really kind of made me upset when we were talking about Disney pumping out sequels. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right, they're not known for that. You're like, no, you idiot, I was being sarcastic. They pump out sequels all the time for shit you don't care about. And it unfortunately shattered my glass. Now, I have to be honest, having that glass down shattered till I was at least 28 really kind of messed me up. But yeah, they're just going to pump out sequels for things. But I'm only seeing 2 Marvel things on the board right now. Who knows if that's going to change? And
Plus Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that's not a Marvel Studios. That's what I mean. Marvel things. I mean Marvel Studios.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, just kind of really interesting. So I didn't know if there was anything on the board that's on there, and the link is in the show notes.
And another Call of the Wild?
Yes.
Why is this necessary?
I don't know. And also, Spies in Disguise is still coming out. Ugh. It's a movie with Tom Holland and Will Smith, where Will Smith is turned into a pigeon.
Say no more, fam.
Okay. Did you just say no more, fam?
That's right.
All right. But they also gave us some really interesting news that Disney promises that we will have new Alien, Planet of the Apes, and Kingsman movies. Those franchises that they got from 20th Century Fox are not dead. We will be getting more of them. And I'd say, yay, more Kingsman. Give me more.
Kingsman's going to be a prequel.
That's fine. I don't care. Keep it coming. I don't really care about Planet of the Apes movies. Those have not been. I have not enjoyed them.
Oh, I love them so much.
And I know I'm in there. And,
they're great.
And I'm going to say unpopular opinion, but whatever. I'm done with Alien. All right, Alien Covenant and everything else, and is really kind of killed the franchise.
Yeah, those all sucked. But like Prometheus sucked.
Yep.
But like if they get back to Aliens, like those were great movies.
Maybe we just let those kids do more Alien plays. That'd be kind of fun.
So in this, like this whole the prequel, I got to get back to the Kingsman prequel because I just don't think it's a good idea.
It's just another way to get Colin Firth in another movie, another Kingsman movie.
How could it be Colin Firth? Really? I mean, you'd have to like de-age him by 20 some years.
Yeah, if only there was one studio who just did that for a whole movie.
It depends on how far in the past it is.
What it would have to be before Eggsy's father died. It would have to be during his training, which would be like.
Why does it have to be during that? It takes time.
That's when it would be.
No, it doesn't have to be there.
You're saying it's between the time that the kid's father died and then like sometime in that 18 years.
Yeah,
could be. Well, then you could use then you could just heavily make up Colin Firth and he'd be all right. All right. I'm back on track, Brian. You've got me back on track.
All right, you're welcome.
Way to go, Brian. What do you think though about hearing those promises? Do you think that they're worthwhile keeping or whatever?
I'm always down for a new Alien movie, so just
really even now.
CJ just shit all over Planet of the Apes, by the way.
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't get the.
I love the new movies. I love them.
I love the Planet of the Apes series in general. I think the new movies did a nice cohesive story, so I can wait for a new Planet of the Apes, but I need a new Alien. Like I need a better Alien. Alien Covenant was Prometheus was blah.
I said the exact same thing.
Yep.
And Alien versus Predators were both awful. I need a new Predator because the Predator was so awful. Like if they give me a new Alien, they give me a new Predator, I'm down.
But not like I don't want them to like reinvent the wheel. I want them to go back to what it used to be and do it that way.
That's exactly what I want.
Reboot the reboot.
I don't need the reboot. I don't need, I do a soft reboot. Aliens 3 through forever didn't happen.
All right.
Just give me an alternate timeline where Newt survives and just do a new Alien movie. There you go.
Problem solved.
They don't
Hollywood,
kill
hire
Newt
Brian
off screen
Thornton.
with some bull crap.
Hollywood, hire Brian Thornton.
I'm an idea man.
Is that hard?
I can't write, but I can give you ideas.
I'm just saying.
Keep me in a room.
All right, this next topic was a fan suggestion. I had come across this movie, threw it into our group chat, and I'm going to read this verbatim. Friend of the show, Arad Chambers, said, "I hope this is on your radar, and if not, you boys need to put it there." And he sent a link to the movie The Dead Don't Die. So I sent it out to our group chat and said, "Hey guys, we were told to look into this movie." To which Josh replies, "Zombies are dumb." So I shared that with him, and he goes, "Fantastic. I would expect nothing less from Josh." So, Josh, your respect for hating zombies is appreciated by our fans. Listen, I want to, if you haven't seen this trailer and you would like to, go ahead and check it out. It's a quirky cast, right?
It's a funny trailer.
Funny trailer. Adam Driver, Bill Murray really kind of driving the boat for this movie of a small town that's infested with zombies. There's some humor in there. I will probably never see this movie. It looks like I would enjoy it, but it's never going to be in the theater when I'm ready to be in the theater. And it's going to be on like Netflix or HBO, and I'll be like 3 months later, oh, I should watch that, and then never do.
It does look enjoyable. I mean, seriously, I watched the trailer. The trailer was very funny. It was very good, well made. But like, I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead. You know what I mean? Like,
God, that hurts.
Well, zombies are dumb.
It's not as good as everybody says it is anyway.
I disagree. I think it's probably just as good, if not better, than everybody thinks.
It's good. I enjoy it, but people just...
I'm biased because of Edgar Wright, so I acknowledge my...
I enjoy Edgar Wright.
I haven't seen it, and I know I should have, but zombies are dumb.
So listen, I want to say thank you for sending us the trailer. Please send us fun things when you find them. I'm interested. I mean, if the stars align and I happen to see it, or there's nothing else out that month, like I'll be there for it. Like, it sounds cool. I would recommend you watch the trailer. It's in our show notes. Go check it out. And if you think that we're dead on about this and that this is something that we need to go see, tell us in the comments or send us a tweet or something. Tell us that we're wrong, and we'll definitely have to probably give this a second look. I do want to talk a little bit more about some HBO content because they released an extended trailer for their miniseries Chernobyl. And Josh, I know at first you were kind of resistant to this, but then you watched the trailer. What were your thoughts after you kind of saw the trailer for this?
I mean, the cast is really good, and my thoughts were, I hate that I might have to watch this because this is not a subject that I really care about watching. But the cast is so good, I might have to.
So when you saw that, you said the cast is really good. Who were like some of the highlights for you that you're like, yeah, damn it, I may have to watch this? Fortunately, I only know the actors by characters that they played, like Lane from.
Exactly right, yeah. Right. So that's where I'm at too. So, Jared Harris, who you know from Mad Men and as Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes, among other characters, obviously Stellan Skarsgård, Emily Watson, like it's there's a ridiculous cast in here.
Yeah, it's actually a really strong cast, and it's only a few episodes, 4 episodes.
Episode guide, 5 episodes.
All right, so it's only 5 episodes, so it's not like it's going to suck in all your time. Brian, did you watch this trailer for this?
Looks like a freaking horror movie.
Yeah, it definitely has a way darker tone than a lot of stuff that we've seen.
A like a thriller, maybe, right?
No, I'm expecting zombies to come out of Chernobyl now.
Oh,
aren't we all though?
Well, I don't think so.
Plus,
you don't think so because you think zombies are dumb,
right? Yeah,
zombies are they are. They're dumb.
Well, they are. You're right. They're very unintelligent.
Right. They're dumb.
Zombies are awesome.
No,
zombies are just dumb. So is this going to go on the watch list? What do we think? Is this something that, I mean, it's going to go on the list of things for Brian to watch, so he'll never watch it. But Josh, I know you can kick out a miniseries.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably give it a go. I don't know that this is something I'll finish, but I'll definitely start it and see what I think. Just because I feel like I owe the cast that.
I've seen you in a lot of stuff. I feel like I owe you for this.
You've contributed so much joy to my life.
Yeah, right. I love Mad Men. Hey, I loved you in Thor. So I mean, I guess I'll It's like, look at this. I showed it to my wife. She goes, I want to watch this. It looks great. But for me, I also forgot that I really wanted to watch Fahrenheit 451 with Michael B. Jordan on HBO. And I haven't done that yet, so I should really get around to doing that. So we'll see. It's maybe on my list of things that I watch.
Oh, I'm never going to watch that.
Well, now it is my favorite time of the day. It's time for my favorite hobby, where I go around the internet. I find the weird things. I find the obscure things. And I ask these two yahoos for a tech perspective. Hey, remember when a couple weeks ago I said that MySpace... See, this is what you have to do when you want to get on a MySpace. Yep, and then you... Tech perspective. Yeah, it's better than You've Got Mail. I'll tell you that much. Remember a few weeks ago?
You've Got Mail.
When I said that MySpace lost all of your songs from like 2000 to 2000... Remember when that happened? And we all were like, who cares? Guess what? Hundreds of thousands of those lost MySpace songs have been recovered. But when you look at the math, it's less than 1%. So it's the Internet Archive that actually was able to save this. And if you haven't ever checked out the Internet Archive, that's a rabbit hole that will just make you fall down the afternoon. If you want to get a little teaser, go check out the official Space Jam website. Not the reboot, the current Space Jam website. It's basically the 1990s. They haven't changed it.
Yeah.
It's
Why would you?
Stayed that way forever. And even the Captain Marvel website had that.
Listen.
Go ahead.
You can't knock on the Space Jam website. All they want you to do is go there.
No, don't do it.
And just
don't.
Come on and slam. And they want to welcome you to the jam.
Why did we start talking about Space Jam?
He decided to bring up the Space Jam website. I'm just saying.
The Internet Archive, which archives the Internet.
If you want to get up,
yeah,
it's time to slam now.
I can't believe this.
We got a real jam going down.
There's no need for this at all. We don't.
Welcome to the Space Jam website.
Okay.
Your chance. Do your dance on the Space Jam website.
Don't dance on your computer. That would be a very bad thing.
So this thing recovered songs between 2008 and 2010, but the loss occurred from 2003 to 2015.
Right.
So
it caught some. Some's better than none.
Yeah, but look, by 2008, you weren't using.
Oh no,
MySpace
you were not
anymore.
using MySpace 2008. No way.
Right, you were on Facebook at that point, right? Or
unless you were a band, and your music was on there.
Right.
Tom was no longer your friend.
Tom is still always your friend. Tom is still my friend. I invited him to my wedding. He actually didn't RSVP, kind of a jerk about it. So his plate was sitting there. But I guess that's what
I want a documentary about Tom just called My Top 8. But really My Top 7. Because Tom is always in the top 8.
So listen, if you haven't, you just want to see what the internet looked like in the 90s, early 2000s, go check out the Internet Archive machine. You can even see our old website from when we first launched That Kind of Nerve. It's been archived. Just weird stuff there. And if you made the band with your brother in the garage and you put the music on the MySpace and the pops, you can go check it out there. Just again, more follow up. All right. Listen, as is the trend, if you made a console at any point in your company's existence, it's time to release a mini version of it, yo! Sega Genesis Mini is releasing September with 40 games, including Sonic the Hedgehog. And when I sent this to Josh, he was not impressed.
I think we should read the conversation so everyone can see how unenthused Josh was.
I just said that not one of these games interests me. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Just of the games they published,
which is a fraction of them.
Right. CJ, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. They published 10 games of the 40, so 25% of the games. Not one of those makes me want to buy this thing. But there was a game, Brian, that you said this one game alone would be worth buying the console.
I did. I got very excited over this one game.
Was it Toe Jam and Earl?
No, it was not Toe Jam and Earl. Funny guy.
Was it the Mean Bean Machine?
It was Comic Zone.
You see what he's doing? He's reading the games that nobody cares about.
I see.
What happens in the Comics Zone with an X?
It was such an amazing game. It was a side scroller beat 'em up. It was laid out in comic book panels like you were
Bad Dudes?
Because the whole concept was a comic book artist got sucked into his comic book by the villain he created, and then you were trying to fight your way out. and it was a lot of fun. And I don't own it, and so I'm going to buy the system.
Was it better than Double Dragon?
Yes.
No.
What?
Hands down better than Double Dragon.
No.
Was it better than Ninja Gaiden?
Yes.
Was it better than Maximum Carnage?
Shut up. Was it better than Contra?
Yes, it was better than Contra.
I don't believe
it's
any
about
of the
on,
things you're saying right
It's
now.
about on even footing with Maximum Carnage. It's a very similar type of game to Maximum Carnage, CJ.
Bad Dudes. Better than Bad Dudes.
Bad Dudes? I don't think I've ever played Bad Dude.
What's wrong with you?
I was young and didn't have my own money to buy video games.
That was an NES game. That was like, I mean, everybody played Bad Dude.
Okay, I was young and didn't have any money
Oh
to
my
buy
god,
my
I did
own
have
video
Bad
games.
Dudes. Wait a minute, I just remembered that. Bad Dudes in
Everybody
SWAT.
played Bad
Yeah.
That was
Hang
a great
on.
game.
I got to...
That was
You
a good
said it was an
game.
NES game?
Holy
Yeah,
crap,
Bad
Josh!
Dudes.
You just made me like. I'm in my grandparents' bedroom right now. My
Yeah,
brothers
yeah,
and I
no.
are playing it. Oh my god!
No, never played it. And Comic Zone was hands down better than Bad
So you're
Dudes.
telling me this
Ugh.
Comic Zone is the reason why? How much is Comic? If you wanted to buy Comic Zone right now, because I know you have a working Sega Genesis.
I do.
If you had to buy Comic Zone right now, what are you talking about?
$242
What?
on eBay.
Yeah.
Like for brand? What about for like? I was in my garage and I mean,
Oh, I could probably get it for like $30 for, it was in my garage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not talking pristine in the box. Who? Come on. Unlike the other mini consoles, it looks like this one is coming with 2 controllers instead of just one. Walmart has already taken some pre-orders for it, so I mean, it's apparently they're already pre-ordering. Oh, that's interesting.
$21, Brian, if you want to get like I don't know how reliably it'll play.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get it, but I mean, for $20 more or
No, this
$25
console's
more
80.
dollars, I can get this mini.
Console's 80.
Okay. So I got to see what the other, 40 games on it are?
Here's the thing, man. $80 for this?
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
I mean,
especially when I consider
I spent,
that
60 and 70 on the NES and SNES minis?
the SNES was 60.
Right.
And it's, I mean, I'll take Super Nintendo over Genesis
And yeah,
every
any
goddamn
day.
day of the year.
And you can, by the way, just so you're clear, you can still buy the Sony PlayStation Classic for $39.
Nobody wants to buy that thing.
Because it's
I
'cause
mean,
it's
for
awful.
$39, I might. Just to say I have minis of everything.
My brother-in-law side-loaded a ton of games on my SNES.
Yeah, it's $40 on Amazon right now. I may get this.
What's $40? The PlayStation?
Yeah.
Don't waste your money on that.
No.
You're gonna hate it.
Don't
I
do
need
that.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Oh, he does the callback. All right. Listen, since we're just talking about impulse buys, I do want to talk a little bit about something that we did last week. We brought up a product called, what was it? What's the name of it? Was it called Rocketbook?
Rocketbook.
Called Rocketbook. To which Brian said, "I'm buying this right now," and made the impulse buy. Brian, it was delivered to your palatial estate. I got to see it and try it out. You got to try it out. You've been using it though for a solid week.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to get your first impressions of the product. Again, I just also want to remind listeners, we're not being paid for this at all.
My first impressions are, notice, I drew the S that is required in all notebooks to be
The
drawn.
required S. I found a notebook from when I was in grade school that had that S.
I
in it.
never did that S because I couldn't draw it.
So I have been using it all week, and I highly, highly enjoy it. What?
What? Tell me why.
Why? Multiple reasons. A, it's very easy to use. It's easy to write on. The pen it's good. It's not like, it feels like paper, really.
Okay. Reason 2.
Reason number 2 is I haven't had to do this yet, but I was just kind of playing around with it and testing it out. The app is very easy to use. If I need to scan it into a destination, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 different destinations. So all I need to do is I can do multiple pages. I can fill this entire notebook up and just mark a different destination on each one. And I can scan it through this app and it'll automatically go to the pre-decided destination that I set up in the app. So I can have one for my work email. I can have one for my iCloud. I can have one set up for my That Kind of Nerd email, right? I can scan multiple pages at a time and upload them directly. Or in the app, I can rotate them and crop them and things like that. But it also turns that page into a searchable document. So I can essentially do Control F and type in a word, and it'll find the pages that contain that word if I'm looking for something specific.
So reason Roman numeral 3 is?
It's essentially, I mean, the number 3 would be, it's essentially like a portable whiteboard. I just like you said last week. It cleans off very easily. It comes with this little microfiber cloth. You just wet the corner of it, wipe it down, and then you grab the other, you dry it off, give it a couple seconds, and it's good to write on again. So yeah, I'm highly enjoying it. Yes, CJ, I haven't had to actually use the smart aspects of it, but I'm sure I will eventually. Oh, and the pen is erasable. Oh, Josh, last week you expressed some concern about, oh, well, as soon as I write on it, if I close it, it's going to get smudged.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, it really takes about 10 seconds to dry. By the time you're done writing your sentence or your page, it's pretty much dry. And I've closed this. I've had it in hot cars. I've had it in everything. And it really hasn't smudged. The only times it's smudged is when I ran my hand over it because I'm stupid and it got a little smudgy.
Counterpoint, unless you're left-handed. Like everything in life, everything is more difficult when you're left-handed.
Well, you just do what my wife does, and you turn the page 90 degrees.
But I don't. So, like, every left-handed person has their own way of coping with the fact that the world's not made for us and we have to write differently. For me, the spine is just it's too thick compared to the rest of the book that I'm like doing like a hard indent. And
Laura writes at 90 degrees.
I don't do that. I don't write that way.
I also want to point out that Laura is our only left-handed listener, so don't get.
Is she?
That's a pretty bold statement. You're pretty sure that
bold statement.
80
out
of 80
I'm going to go on
people-
record and say that I'm pretty sure Laura is our only left-handed listener.
I got to tell you, statistics would suggest otherwise.
Yeah,
What's the statistic of left-handed
5% of Americans.
5%. 5. Okay, so let's say 100. We have 100 listeners. That means maybe 5 of them are left-handed.
Well, statistics would suggest that at least 5 of them.
If you're left-handed and I've offended you, please email lefthandedness@thatkindofnerd.com and call me out.
No.
Because A,
Twitter,
CJ has to make
tweets.
the email. B, I'd love to see how CJ spells left-handedness. D, come at me, bro.
Listen, I'm just saying, it's not. Listen, it's not bad. I've used erasable pens. I've used small notebooks as a left-handed person. They're aggravating, annoying. And this did not smear on the side of my hand as badly. Brian saw me use it, so it was fine. I would probably want a bigger notebook. That's my only thing. I'd probably get the bigger size to actually kind of get the actual functionality out of it. But I liked it. I liked the idea of it as a whole.
You guys got to experience this. Like, I don't necessarily need to save it to a cloud or something like that. I can do like a text message or anything like that too. And I texted you guys a page that I wrote. So, I mean, it's pretty versatile. I like it.
It was just doodles of dicks. Why did you
penile
send
drawings everywhere. You deserved it. You're welcome.
and nary a notebook S anyway.
But Josh, from my understanding, we didn't just get our own opinions on this. We actually had some listeners tell us their experience with.
We did. We had like the entire like Cole family chime in. Patreon subscribers Megan Dunn Cole and Jim Cole. So Megan says Jim has an iPad Pro with a pencil and still loves this darn notebook. I bought it as a novelty thing back in December for him. It doesn't smudge like a whiteboard, and it's pretty neat, says Megan. Jim, my good buddy Jim, he weighs in earlier and says, earlier today, I think, and says, this notebook is awesome. Easy app, only smudges while the ink is still wet or you wet the page to clean. Haven't used it a ton yet. Also haven't found the right iPad Pro app for note-taking. My handwriting is bad enough without adding an electronic canvas. There's also a microwavable version of the notebook that clears the entire book at once.
I have questions about what that means. Do I put it in the microwave? Is there a reason?
That's what it sounds like. You throw the thing in the microwave and zap it for a minute, and I guess, you know,
Put that in with my Stouffer's mac and cheese, and I can take some notes while eating mac and cheese.
This tastes like This tastes like business notes. Yes, it does. It tastes like numbers and figures.
I have the distinct taste of my Tuesday morning meeting in this.
Indubitably.
That was some good decisions making we did.
So I appreciate the feedback from both Megan and Jim. Megan was ahead of. She was ahead of us on this by months.
Months. Yep. Just months ahead. So I'm glad we got our perspective on it. And we have one final story today. Brian, you put this into the show note. Think Geek wins April Fools once again.
So every year, Think Geek puts some fake products on their website. And if you don't know what Think Geek is, it is a geeky store with like apparel and collectibles and little fun tchotchkes for all your geeky needs, like Marvel and Star Wars and Doctor Who.
Tchotchkes is spelled starting with a T, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's good to know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And now I learned something.
Anyway, every year, April Fools, they put on some fake products, and some of them are so cool that I wish they were real. For example, you can get the Captain Marvel Universal Pager if you so desire, that Nick Fury has in Avengers Infinity War. But what I really want is this Kirby robot vacuum. Because it's going to suck up the dirt just like Kirby sucks up things in everything else.
It's a bright pink Roomba with a Kirby on top with its mouth open sucking in all the dirt.
Yeah, there's about 6 fake products on here that now everybody wants to be real. I thought it was amusing. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at this.
The NBA Jam flame hoop.
Yes. So you indeed can be on fire.
That's right. You're right. You would had to have made 3 baskets prior.
You have to. Yeah. That's how it works.
I like the motion controlled mimic package, which kind of reminds me of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book, but instead it's a FedEx envelope. Yeah. I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be a good gag gift to send to people.
Or, you just put it on people's doorsteps and knock, run away, and then have it attack them.
So listen, since we're done talking about April Fools, I actually want to acknowledge something. We just celebrated our 4th anniversary of recording this podcast, which was April 4th. It's when the 3 of us sat down and actually recorded it. And we actually talked about April Fools and some of the things that we had seen online. And this Wednesday, April 10th, will be our 4-year anniversary of releasing the show to you, the public.
Huzzah!
Again, a big shout out. I said so on Instagram.
Oh, CJ!
Oh my God, Bane!
Yes!
Oh, dude, I thought you.
I didn't even have to do it up. I knew he was going to take it and run.
I thought this bit died when we stopped doing the cat to mail ratio.
CJ, this bit never dies, for we record every week for you, the people.
What have you been up to, man? It's been a while.
Why are you asking me about my personal life, CJ?
I'm just saying that I've been worried about you. I thought this bit was over.
I've been bringing Gotham to its knees. Been taking much longer than I thought, especially with that terrible show on Fox.
What about that new movie? What you think about the new movie there, Bane?
Fuck that new movie, CJ.
That's funny. That's what Brian said. It's almost like, where is Brian?
It has broken my spirit.
But not your body?
No, not to my body.
Bane, what do you want to say to the fact that this bit has been alive for 4 years?
It hasn't been 4 years. It's been maybe 3.
Get your fucking math right, CJ. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot, Bane.
When did I break the bat? It was probably 3 years ago. No.
Well, I apologize for forgetting when you debuted and can't remember the last time you were even on here. But okay, sure. I guess that's on me.
Oh, yes, CJ.
Don't do that.
You should check yourself before you wreck yourself, CJ.
Bad influence on everybody in the world around you. Well, Bane, thanks for stopping by. I also want to say this, a heartfelt thanks to everyone who came on the show, who's talked to us, who has followed us, supported us. A couple of people shared their stories online. Austin Winchester, we mentioned earlier, talked about how he found us on episode 12. Listen, the best thing you could do, the best gift you could give us, because I know you didn't get us anything, is to share this episode with a friend, because sharing is the ultimate internet currency, and we thank you for your donation.
No, fuck that. I want a truck. I want a Tonka truck.
You want a Tonka truck?
Tonka truck.
Oh, okay.
I want an actual truck.
I mean, I'm 4. Play with Tonka truck when I'm 4.
So if you want to support the show for our anniversary, we want to give something back to you. So this month, again, our spoiler cast is going to be for the movie Shazam. And we're also going to be doing a retro review of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Shazam will be coming out next week, so please go join our Patreon and go get your hands on that sweet, sweet exclusive content.
Love the sweet content.
Sweet exclusive content.
Josh Burns' voice right now.
It's not. It has not been that bad.
No, you're going dangerously into Sam Elliott territory.
Calm down. It's not. It really. I still got one good arm to hold you with, Alley girl.
It's all the same notes, just repeating. It's all the
It's like Creed and Nickelback.
Oh. So thank you, listener, for listening to us, whether you've been listening to us for 1 month or 4 years. Thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. And we will be here like we always do next week.
Well, welcome to the club because you were that kind of nerd.
And when I initially heard about this project, that's 100% Stainer.
What
Are
is
you all right? Were you summoning some cattle?
I bit my tongue. That was violent.
Was that serious?
Ugh.
Was that a real sneeze? That wasn't a cowboy sound effect that went awry?
That was a sneeze.
Good God. It was
I
like
don't
like a yippee.
It was. I went, yahoo!
Right. It was
Brian's wearing a cowboy hat. Listener, you can't see it. Brian's actually wearing a cowboy hat tonight. And he's
It's
got
like a
lasso
Mario
ready.
sound.
Yeah, he's actually in the middle of a barn surrounded with some cattle. He was just reining them in. If you're hungry, Brian, just ring the dinner bell over there, okay?
I legit bit my tongue here, fuckers. Thanks for the concern.
Jesus.
It's my tongue. I gotta have a wallet. I'm gonna drive a car.
I am debating whether or not I can go see this movie with my fiance.
What, Endgame?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't understand why this would be a question.
Because I'm going to cry.
Who cares?
It's not about the fact that I'm going to be embarrassed. I don't want to cry more than what I'll cry on our wedding day and have that hanging over me for our entire marriage.
You cried more when Tony Stark.
Exactly.
I didn't cry on my wedding. Oh, no, I did. Never mind.
I
It was only when
mean,
she walked down the aisle. That was it.
yeah, when she walked down the aisle, right?
Yeah, when you first see your future
Yep.
wife to be, that's the only time you really
and
kind of cry.
yeah, and you realize that you know, the first part of your life has just ended,
right?
And you're starting something new. That's where you're like, holy shit. Anyway, she's lovely.
Isn't she lovely? Sorry.
She hasn't been around for 30 years, and
Oh, wow.
these guys have. So when they die, and even if we just take it from Iron Man came out, what, 06?
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
08?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, at the very least, Robert Downey Jr. has been around 11 years. That's, I mean, you're losing a part of something. That's going to sting.
I just want you to know, Brian, that if I know this correctly, Josh is in your wedding party. So this is maybe the toast he gives. Just want to know. He may have cried. Sure. He may have cried at Endgame. What are you going to do?
I remember when Brian first met Black Panther.
His eyes lit up
I mean,
like the 4th of July.
I mean, Cassandra.
Wakanda forever.
That's right. Not just drop it like
Then just leave.
I'm not the best man. I don't have to make any toast. It's good news.
Alrighty. Well, I don't know what that was, but it is. I called you Yahoo. Yahoo!
Oh my God. Why are you wielding a knife?
Yeah, what is going on over
I
there?
found it in my drawer.
Why are you brandishing a weapon?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those. You put it in
Fucking
your wallet.
MySpace, huh? Get out of
Your
here.
wallet, foldy knives.
All right. You probably don't need a folding knife.
Yeah, I don't think you're. Yeah,
in my desk
I
drawer,
wouldn't
it's
trust
probably
you
a
with
good
like
idea.
a paring knife.
What about a paring knife?
Don't worry about it.
So I have been using it all week, and I highly, highly enjoy it. What?
What? Tell me why.
Tell me why